Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new review. Behind me is the new Geely EX5. This is their fully electric SUV. If I unlock it, we're gonna check it out. Interior, exterior details. It's very detailed, so I'll try to keep it around 30 minutes. So without further ado, let's just jump into the review. Here it is, the new Geely EX5. Geely's first fully electric SUV competing on the European market. Now, it has only one spec, one trim, fully loaded, and price in Croatia is 43,000 euros. You can get up to 9,000 euros incentives this year only for companies. Hopefully in 26 it will be back for private individuals. Let's talk about tech specs. This is a front-wheel drive. Front electric motor produces 160 kilowatts. That's equal to 218 horsepower, linked to 0-speed automatic. Now inside is the largest LFP battery that I know, 60 kilowatt hours usable. WLTP range is 430 kilometers. In reality, you can do probably 300-ish, 350 maybe, depending if it's an open road, highway, and depending of course on your driving style. On the front right side of the vehicle, as you can see, we have the charge port. Supports 11 kilowatt AC charging max and 160 kilowatt DC max charging speed. Now, with technical details out of the way, let me show you the key fob. So we have this white key fob, very light. Press to lock, unlock, or open the power tailgate. You can of course close it as well. It'd be cool if this was in the color of the vehicle or black. You can pull a little thread through here if you want a keychain, but otherwise it's kind of girly looking. Now, you can keep it in your pocket because when you approach the car, it's going to unlock. You sit in the car, put it to drive and head off. There's no start-stop button. It's like Volvo or Tesla. Now, let's unlock the car. You can see the mirrors unfold, handles pop out. These are aerodynamic handles. We have full LED headlights. Daytime running lights are, of course, flickering only on the camera, not in person. Design-wise, this is more round design, no sharp lines, but it does look decent. Now, it's different tastes. We all have our personal preferences design-wise, so I'm not going to debate those. Geely, and we can see here full LED. So great design. You have the lens there. We have the metallic gray color. This piece, I'm not really sure if it's disabled in Europe. I thought this was supposed to be a daytime running light, but I never saw it come on. And this is closed. We have the parking sensors on the front. And since this is an EV, the top is closed, so no air intake. We have the Geely badge, slightly redesigned. You can see the original round at the bottom. We have the 360 camera for parking, and there's an air intake, but the flaps are closed. They open when the car needs air intake, probably at higher speeds. And you can see the radar. Huge thanks to Geely for giving me the car for review, of course. Now, since the charge port is on the front right side, I'm just going to come here, press to open. You can see it opens kind of sideways upwards. AC again 11, DC 160. So that is that. We're going to proceed in our regular order. So you can see the front end of the beautiful EX5. Kind of reminds me slightly of the Volkswagen ID.3, this design from the front end, kind of flush. Once again, unlock. And it's a really elegant SUV. Also, look at this, nice big tall windows. So kind of reminds me slightly the design on the C-pillar of maybe Macan. Okay, let's check out the alloys. 19-inch, 235/50 R19. We have the diamond cut, silver on black, 5-spoke, more closed design for better power efficiency. Also, these are Goodyear tires and EV tires, low rolling resistance and sound insulation, so less tire noise coming in the car. Now you can see these unpainted arches and the side here, so for a little protection if you're going to unpaved road. Now you can see the mirrors just folded. We have turn signals and the 360 camera. Here you can see we have the blind spot warning. So Geely has acquired Volvo a decade ago, so this is maybe shared part from Volvo. Okay, here we have the VIN number, and you have this detail. Inside you can see speakers. We have a big heads-up display. There's another speaker behind the infotainment screen. Light sensor, rain sensor, lane assist camera, double laminated front windshield. Good for sound, good for sound insulation. Aluminum roof racks. Now you can maybe open these if you want to take these off, but you can see those are for mounting the box on the top. We have tinted and openable panel roof. On the back we don't have any antenna. Tinted windows on the back with a chrome outline. Now if I back up, you can see the profile of this beautiful SUV, and you can also see on the rear we have actual disc brakes, so no drum brakes. And on the front driver's side handle we have this plus, so this is for touch to unlock or lock. Also, driver side has a physical cylinder. You can also see little rubbers here, so the handles are very nice. They're not clunking and they're not loud. Let's come to the back here. Not to forget, you can see the spoiler, kind of discreet design. And if I back up and unlock the car one more time, you can see the rear LED taillights are connected, and the car really looks roundish. Again, kind of slightly vibe from Porsche, but just a little. Not comparing two brands, just design commenting. Okay, you can see the taillights. There's the stoplight and rear wiper, practical in rainy days. You can see the cat eyes, and I think we have here fog lights. The diffuser is kind of discreet. It's an EV, and you can see here we have the backing camera at the bottom. Right side of the camera is opening button, and you can see here Geely EX5 signature. So this is the back end. Now I will use the key fob to open the power tailgate. So just hold that and it'll open up. Opens nice and tall for the most part. I'm a 2 meter tall person, or 6.6 in feet. For me, it could open slightly taller, but it's fine. So I can hit my head, obviously. For most of you, this will be maybe ideal height. You can see here the button for opening and closing. You can press this one and hold until you hear confirmation sound if you want to lower that height so it doesn't go all the way up if you have a lower ceiling in your garage. Really huge and spacious cargo space. It's around 400 liters, and if you knock down the seats, 1,800 plus. Now here you can see the cover, same as in the seat array. I'm not a huge fan of this, so there should be something here as a guide. You have grocery hooks, 3 kilograms max on both sides. We have the cold light on the left, same as subwoofer speaker. On the right we have this big pocket. Now seats knock down 60-40, and this is nice and flat. This is very deep, so bear with me. You have 7 fingers of height to the loading area to this, and then roughly there is 15 fingers of times 2. You get centimeters depth in this bottom area. I'm not sure if you can put a carry-on. You have here lots of stuff, public AC charging and home charging cables. If I take this out and push that like that, you can see you can get extra depth here, so it's not completely flush with this one, but it's practical. You can have more storage room. That's that. Close this up, and you can see you can recline the seats, so you can see the difference in the bench angle. Of course, you can knock this down like this. You can see the rear space. Press, close this up. Not too loud. You can open it and close it from the inside as well. So, gorgeous looking EV. Now, let's check out the interior. It unlocks. Now the handles are really nice, but hear the closing sound. Excellent. Opening and closing sound is amazing. Now let me just show you how this looks, and the back end. So you can just raise this up, but watch for the seat belt. It's in the way. Of course, you can pull here to knock it down or adjust the tilt, as you can see that. Now, doors open nice and wide. They go all the way down here. When you're washing the car, it won't be too much water on the step there. You can push down here to disable the unlock from the inside if you have a 2-year-old. Now, Roman 5 means this is a factory tint. So in EVs, Geely offers factory tint, but in ICE models, for some reason, no. Nice big handles. Now, let's check out the materials. Soft padded. Soft, and hard plastic at the very bottom. So great design, great materials. This looks like blue leatherette, although the seats are kind of gray. You have powered windows, 2 speakers, one on the top and the bottom, big pockets. Since this is an EV, shallow floor, doesn't have a lot of depth. You can see there's one big carpet covering the bottom, and here you can see leatherette. Actually, this does look more blue rather than gray when I look at it up close. Now, very comfy seats, perforated, heated. You can see the ISOFIX, and you can see at the top cover closes when you lock the car. I will open it later, and let's jump inside. But you can also see speakers behind the C-pillar. Now, plenty of feet room, plenty of knee room for a tall person such as myself. Excellent for even shorter people. Leatherette, big pockets. You can press here to adjust the height. This is plastic, keeping the same color of the leatherette. And by the way, you have speakers also in the front headrest, at least for the driver. And here you can see that you can close or open. There's a little cubby there, USB-C and A for fast charging. So they thought of everything. We have the ISOFIX also on the front seat, which, by the way, you can see you can put it in a relax position while you're charging. Now, no transmission tunnel. This is nice and soft. These are wide. You can comfortably squeeze 2 people or 3 for a short journey. We also have this armrest with cup holders, big windows, so a lot of light coming in even when the top is closed. You can see the big speakers here. Also practical to have another window on the C-pillar. All 3 sides besides the driver, slowly closing handles, physical buttons for the lights. So another close-up there. So there's 2 presses, and closing sound. Excellent closing sound, excellent soundproof, and plenty of headroom for a tall person. I can relax here, extend my back and my neck. I have like 1 finger of height, maybe. I'm maybe touching with a hair, but I can straighten up. So excellent for tall people. If you're average height, loads of space. Now look at the front, and let's get on the front, not waste time here. But we'll detail no hooks here or here that we saw in the City Ray, and seatbelts are not height adjustable. So, but considering the soft touch materials, I think I'm fine with that. Okay, same opening and closing, excellent. Slightly heavier doors on the front. Also, they open nice and wide. We also have excellent seals and good soundproof, up to 100, 130. Now, very posh. Everything is soft on the top. You can control the side mirrors, fold them manually. All powered windows, fully automatic. You can lock the car here or disable the rear controls. Big pockets, 2 speakers, labeled. Now, pay attention if you have a fully loaded car to the tire pressure. Front carpets are anchored. You can see the paddles for the automatic. We're going to pop the front at the end. Spoiler alert, there's no front space. This one is adjusted in all directions. Powered seats back and forward. They do have easy entry that I've disabled. They have a heated and ventilated option plus massage option, so amazing. And these, look at these are so comfy, almost like S-Class seats. Big bolsters, maybe not sport in design looking, but very posh. You have a little Geely badge there, and then I think the driver headrest has speaker, that's why it's perforated. You can hear navigation, but the sound is coming from the main speakers. Big pocket here, ladies love this to put their purse. Fast charging for C, media for A, and full outlet. Now let's jump in. Excellent closing sound. Switching to wireless, there will be point of view driving video and separate night point of view driving with impressions. Now let's zoom in. We have a beautiful dash. Focusing on the steering wheel, if you're wondering why it's to the side, the car locks it in park, so it's not really in the center. 2-spoke steering wheel. We have smooth but a little bit of grip on this leatherette, flat top and bottom. Nice physical buttons. Yes, there's a little piano black, but not too horrible. Press OK for cruise control, up and down for speed, sides for the distance. You can customize the favorite. It can be 360 cameras. You can see that, or you can see front, rear. You can see both front and rear wheels. Excellent resolution. And here you can see all the options. I'm going to come back to the infotainment a little bit later. Now you can see here for the automatic, press to park, monitor system, infrared sensor. Here you have the controls for the turn signals and wipers. Press to engage the sprinklers on the front. A digital cockpit. Interesting, instead of the car avatar, which is, by the way, in the color of the vehicle, which is great, has little lanes and other cars. Same for the heads-up display, which is on the top. If I zoom to it, you can see that. So there it is. Nice and informative. We have the speedo here in kilometers and miles per hour. You can see power meter, range in kilometers. You can see also the recuperation, and on the side you can have radio and different stuff, but informative. Okay, moving on. The front, everything is softly padded, so this is not real stitching, it's a mold, but still it looks amazing. We have here Flame sound, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. You have these like waves from sound spreading, but excellent dash. You have here a little defrost for the window. A-pillars are not obstructive too much, and it's a great looking dash. We also have ambient lights, but you can see that in my separate night tour of this car. Now, big display, beautiful, nice screen, small bezel, sharp resolution. You can see here the air vents close and open. This rotary dial here is for the media sound. You can press it twice to switch to AC controls. You can also turn off the climate here, switch to automatic, or close the air circulation with physical buttons and engage the front defrost. Press here. This is plastic. It's not really wood, but it looks nice. Reveals 2 cup holders that are adjustable. Maybe a little space for, I really don't know, maybe parking cards. And here we have 2 phone spots. Only the left side is the charging. Could have been 2 chargers, but it is what it is. This does not extend. It is padded. Big spacious space underneath the armrest. You can put your key fob there if the battery is low. Now I've set this in the relaxed position. You can see also the leather is super comfy. Isofix on the front seat, you saw that. Now you can see the back here, it's a bit dark. We can open the panel roof, shade. Very spacious glove compartment. You here have some manuals, so very nice. And you have physical button to open it, so you don't have to engage it through the screen. Now on the top here we have auto dimming, nice bezel-less mirror. You can see further behind you, but it's a nice big window on the back. and you can easily even back up without the parking sensors. And the cameras that you have: hazards, emergency call, touch light, cold light, in all interior, even in the cargo, everything is matching, even with the beauty mirror. You have documents holder here and here. This is nicely softly padded, same as the roof, but this does not extend. And this cover is matching, so it looks great. Now let's focus on the digital cockpit. If you press this one and then use these, you can see here you have the radio station, you have the power consumption, you have the trip, press OK to reset, and you have the tire pressure. Now otherwise this one is for the volume, so if you press here you can control the volume, press OK to mute. Sound test. Okay, I haven't played with the middle treble, but the sound system is good. I'm gonna say that. Not excellent, but I would say good. Okay, let's focus on the screen here. I don't think this has to do a lot with the angle of the view, but it's like a shadow here from the back of the car. Now, I'm gonna try to cover this not to be too long. You have here profiles, volume control for the front passenger, also you have all the sounds. Now, here is the home screen. You have these shortcuts, radio. If you press here, it goes into the radio. You can press here to have different sources. You can press here, see those. Back home, app suggestions are the one that you used recently. You can see here the navigation. Now, it does not have a satellite view, but you have traffic information and so on. You have all of these. I will just run through these so you guys can pause and read all the stuff, so it's not too long. You also have charging stations. This shows you the range with the current battery charge, so we can almost make it to Zadar. If I've charged the battery to 100%, we should definitely make it, but we'll do separated range tests for that. If I go here, you have all these apps. Energy app brings you to battery. You can see here the trip computer. So that's that. I like it. It's almost like in Tesla. You can here have super endurance mode and adjust these settings. You can schedule if you have a cheaper tariff, battery, temperature maintenance, cabin comfort. So plenty of options. If you see the shortcuts, I'm not going to go through each of these. There is a theme you can choose here. So these are the home screen pictures. Back here you have the apps. You can download different apps. There's the games, of course, you can play while charging and so on. So I'm not going to go through that into depth. There is camping mode. So you can see that just like in Tesla, which is great. Relax, I guess it's going to play some music, so I'm not going to do that, not to get a copyright. And of course you can connect to your phone. Now this is the car settings, excuse me. Quit, okay, back home. Now this, if you go to the car setting, it's very detailed, so let's start. You can have different sounds here. You can have different types of sound. Okay, cutting this in, I don't think I've truly discovered the sound controls. If you go to the sound effects, you can actually turn on immersive sound. You can have different sources like driver's seat or other. Equalizer is here, so you can play with bass, middle, treble, and then the sound really is much better and really good, I would say. So not just good, but really good. You have here For the shade, power tailgate opening, rear fog light, heads-up display, options. There's snow mode if it goes blue instead of white. And here you have the comfort seats. You can play with the driver and front passenger. You can have this, so you can control that. You can see that you can relax if you're alone while charging. You can just switch seats. The car has also massage options. That's if I go back here, you have here different massage options. Now back to car settings. Not to forget, you have a pull down menu. So you have here also sunroof, blind spot, you have the driving modes, and have the relax, heating, ventilated seats. These are all the options. You can see here the brightness for the screen and music. Back here, if we press this one, you can have blind fully open. You can have this one on vent, so that would be vent. It does interrupt the you can see the vent, it interrupts the shade, so you can see a lot of light coming inside now, and it is great and roomy. If I fully open this, you can see the wind deflector. It opens fairly wide, so that's great. I'm going to close that up. Now continuing on, it also has this update, maybe not fast, but it's there. There's more shortcuts here. You can have surround view monitor, tailgate, or switch sources for the media, for the asterisk button on the steering wheel, comfort seat. So this is just another way to get to this. Easy entry, I've disabled that. You have all of these, and you can adjust here the height for the tailgate. Not sure what this is. Oh, okay. And you can power down the vehicle here. Driving modes, energy recuperation. I like to have it on high, but after a few drives it will reset to medium. You can see all of these. Now when you enter the car, there's no start stop. You just press the brake, put it to drive, and you go off. You can see here the light controls, ambient lights, so we can play with those. I'm going to show you that at night. You have the driving modes, dynamic gradient, B color, so two colors, solid color, dynamic. Actually I like this, so we can have two colors, but we're going to show that at night. You control the brightness and synchronize the lights for all of these features. Driving assistance, we have the intelligent cruise control or the adaptive. A lane keeping assist features are here. Pre-collision. So if you press the brake, these are on grade. This one is a bit annoying. You have to every time switch it off. So if I press the brake, put it to drive, as you can see this is on grade, so you can have this, or preferably turn off that. Anyways, moving on. Voice, you can hear for the voice assistant, male or female. Display, you can also choose the wallpaper. Here you have the dark mode. Now I do prefer dark mode with a dark interior, but in this case I keep it on automatic setting, so it will switch after some time to a dark theme. Otherwise it's just going to dim the screen if you go into tunnel. You can manually play with the brightness. Here you have different measurements for the speed and other stuff. Okay, this brings you to that. You can see here all of those. There was a shortcut I've showed you, and you can see all the sound options. Connectivity, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and here you have the updates. You can name your car, you can see the VIN number, tire pressure, and the odometer. So that is that. I haven't connected Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I believe this should support it, but I don't see a shortcut for that, so I'm not 100% sure. Okay, regarding the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it works wirelessly, but I've found out that there's an update that should enable it. Maybe this car doesn't have it. I see an update, so I'm going to install it and see if it's there. Well, after a few minutes, let's see if this has contained, well, there's no release notes. Let me check if there's anything new here. So, oh, there it is, Apple CarPlay. So I will connect. Well guys, after the update, we can see here Apple CarPlay. Let me just check the icons. Yeah, I think we don't have Android Auto, only Apple CarPlay. Now here you can see the Apple CarPlay screen. It looks like we have an iPad now. You can see all the icons. You can go to full screen, and we have even more detailed view here. You can use Waze or Google Maps, for example, which are a bit more detailed than the embedded navigation. You can always press here and get home, or just tap there to go back to Apple CarPlay. Also on the top here, same, there's a shortcut for Apple CarPlay. So multiple places to engage it. That's it. One more thing now that I think is important, and that is if you put the car into drive and you start driving forward. Okay, handles a lock, okay, reverse. Not sure if you can hear this. Can you hear it? It is subtle, but it's there. By the way, windows go fully down. Haven't checked the rear, but yeah, fully down, okay. Okay, let's see if we can hear this again. So let me just go back to drive. Okay, there is this, I'm not sure if the mic is picking it up or not. It's pedestrian warning system. You can see also the car, how it looks. Also the avatar has brakes on. But pedestrian warning sound is engaged even in the interior. And if you don't turn on the radio, you keep hearing it up to 20 or 30 kilometers per hour. Sometimes it gets annoying. I'd like to turn off that feature, but that's that. I guess you can have it all. Maybe they can do a software update where you can disable that sound from the inside. People were turning around because they can hear it on the outside. It sounds like an ice cream truck, to be honest. So, yeah, that's that. For some people, that might be something that's going to steer you away from the car. So I think Geely should do a software update and disable that on the inside at least. But that's that. You push to the left to open. You have to use the little leg. This is a bit heavy, so it's not aluminum. And, well, this is your washer fluid reservoir. You can see the front electric motor, once again, 160 kilowatts of power and 218 horsepower. So this is heavy. I'm gonna let it drop, closes perfectly. I think they could have squeezed in a little front space, but it's useless if it's only like small and you can put like a first aid box inside, so maybe it's just better not to have that one. That was the new Geely EX5 electric SUV. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Like, share, comment, help me with the algorithm. Don't forget to watch the range test I'm gonna do, and don't forget to check out the separated night tour of this car. There's also going to be a day point of view driving with no comments and night point of view driving where I'm gonna summon my impressions behind the wheel. See you in the next one. Bye.